Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Nicholas Earl, and welcome back to another episode of Earl Sports Bets. And today we have the last day of the first two rounds of college basketball. So it's going to be another 8 games we're going to be looking at. But before we get into the video, before we get into the recap of what happened yesterday, you guys know what to do. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And you can turn on post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we come out with a video here at Earl Sports Bets. You can also follow us on our social medias at BetsEarl on Twitter, at Earl Sports Bets on Instagram. We also have a Discord. The link to that will be in the description of the video below if you want to join that. And also we have merch if you guys want to get some ESB merch. The link to that will also be in the description of the video down below if you guys want to help support us that way as well. And as always, leave your best bets for college basketball March Madness Round 2, Day 2 in the comment section below. All right, a little recap of what happened yesterday. And it was a meh day. Illinois, they didn't really even show up. That was my champion pick right there, and they just like totally collapsed. And then we have Baylor minus 6.5. That one cashed. And then West Virginia falls to Syracuse. So we lost the number 1 and the number 3 team from that region. Oh, not to mention at the end of the night, we lost the number 16, or not lost the number 14, and then we have Arkansas. They knocked off Texas Tech, and they cashed the plus 1.5 ticket. Rutgers almost beat them straight up. We had a sprinkle at the plus 315 line as well, but they did cover the plus 8.5 point spread against Houston. Then Oral Roberts, they pull off another upset. Crazy stuff there, as they cashed the plus 8.5 as well. North Texas, I don't think they knew they had a basketball game yesterday. They lost by 23 points to Villanova. Villanova team looks pretty good. They'll be going up against Baylor next round in the Sweet 16. And then Oklahoma State, they didn't look good at all. So now in that bottom right region, it's going to be Loyola Chicago versus Oregon State, and it's going to be Houston versus Syracuse. 2, 11, 8, 12. Pretty interesting bracket there. But we went 4-4 in yesterday's picks. We are now 22-21 in March Madness, and let's hope to improve that record as we go over today's slate. As we start with the Oregon Ducks taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes. 5-point spread, minus 224 for Iowa, plus 194 for the Ducks. The Ducks coming in 20-6, and they knocked off, or they advanced into this round after COVID problems from VCU. Iowa, they're 22-8, and they knocked off Grand Canyon in the first round, number 15 seed Grand Canyon in the first round. And looking at this game, we're going to go with the dogs here, or the Ducks. And this is our first upset pick of the day. We're going with this Ducks team. I feel like they can get their shooting going. They have really good three-point shooting. They got really good offense. I feel like they can put up points against this Iowa team. I like the Ducks here, plus 5 and plus 194 versus Iowa today. Upset alert there, number 1. All right, next we have Oklahoma taking on Gonzaga, 14-point spread, minus 1,600 for Gonzaga, plus 890 for Oklahoma. The Sooners coming in 16-10. They knocked off Missouri in the first round, and they'll be taking on the number 1 seed Gonzaga with a not too bad record of 27-0, 15-0 in the West Coast Conference. Granted, they didn't play the greatest of competition there. And they did knock off the Spartans of Norfolk State in the very first round. And we're going to be going with Oklahoma plus the 14 points. Feel like they can cover this line. And I don't think they'll beat Gonzaga, but I think they can keep it semi-close. I don't think Gonzaga is going to just blow through everybody in this tournament. Eventually, they're going to be playing tougher teams, and this should be a good test for them before they get probably Creighton or Ohio in the next round. Next, we have Abilene Christian taking on UCLA. It is a 4.5-point spread, minus 205 for UCLA, plus 175 for Abilene Christian. Number 14, Abilene Christian University Wildcats. They're coming in 24-4, and they knocked off the Texas Longhorns in the very first round. And they'll be taking on UCLA, who's already won 2 games so far in this tournament. They come in 19-9. They knocked off BYU in the first round. They knocked off Michigan State in the first 4 game. And looking at this game, I think it's going to be a close game. We're going to go with the plus 4.5 for this one. And we're going to take a stab at that plus 175 line. I think Abilene Christian definitely has a chance of knocking off UCLA here. They're a very good team. They're kind of slept on. A 24-4 team, this team. And during the year, all they did really was win games and cover spreads. So this is a team that's definitely been on my radar for a decent chunk of the year. I like Abilene Christian here, plus 4.5 and plus 175. Because it's March, who knows? A 14 seed can make it to the Sweet 16. I mean, look at Oral Roberts. But we're taking Abilene Christian here, plus 4.5 versus UCLA. Next, we have the Creighton Blue Jays taking on the Ohio Bobcats. 5.5-point spread, minus 220 for the Creighton, plus 190 run back on Ohio. And Ohio coming in 17-7, the champions of the MAC conference. And they knocked off 4-ranked Virginia in the first round. Creighton coming in 21-8. They knocked off the 12 seed UC Santa Barbara in the very first round as well. And looking at this game, I feel like this is the time where Ohio's run comes to an end. Creighton, I feel, is like just a better team overall. And we're going to be taking the Blue Jays here, minus 5.5 over the Bobcats. Next, we have the LSU Tigers taking on the Michigan Wolverines. 5-point spread, minus 205 for Michigan, plus 175 for LSU. LSU coming into this 19-9. They knocked off the Bonnies of St. Bonaventure in the first round. And Michigan coming in 21-4. They knocked off the 16 seed Tigers of Texas Southern. And looking at this game, I feel like this line was a little short. I feel like Michigan's a much better team than LSU, and I think they get the win here today and advance 5 points. I feel like it's a very small margin for this Michigan team. I like the Wolverines minus 5 versus the LSU Tigers today. Now it's one of the most interesting games I'm kind of looking forward to today. We have the Colorado Buffaloes taking on the Florida State Seminoles. 1.5-point spread, minus 122 for Florida State, plus 102 for Colorado. Colorado coming into this game 23-8 out of the Pac-12. They knocked off 12th ranked Georgetown in round number 1. Florida State coming in 17-6. They knocked off 13th ranked Spartans of UNCG in the first round. And this Pac-12 has looked really good so far this tournament between Oregon State. UCLA looked really good. We're going to see Oregon today. But I like Florida State a little bit more than this Colorado team. I feel like they're able to control this game and get the win. Minus 1.5 is basically a pick 'em price. I like it. Give me Florida State here, minus 1.5. I have them winning by 6.2 points. So I like the Seminoles to knock off the Buffaloes, minus the 1.5 points. Next, we have Alabama taking on Maryland. It is a 5.5-point spread for this game, minus 240 for Alabama, plus 200 for Maryland. Maryland coming in 17-13. They knocked off the number 7 seed Huskies of UConn in the first round, and they'll be taking on Alabama. They finished 25-6 out of the SEC, and they knocked off the Gales of Iona in the first round. And looking at this game, I feel like this is a game where it's going to roll tide, and Alabama is just going to run all over this Maryland team. They're going to have their 3-point shooting going. They're going to play really good defense, and they're going to dominate this game. I have Alabama winning this one, minus the 5.5 points versus Maryland. Which brings us to our final game of the night. We have the USC Trojans taking on the Kansas Jayhawks. 1 point spread, minus 120 for USC, plus 100 for Kansas. Kansas coming in 21-8 out of the Big 12. They knocked off number 14th ranked Eastern Washington in the first round. And then USC coming in 23-7 and they knocked off the 11th ranked Drake in the first round. And looking at this one, I just don't understand how Kansas is a dog in this one. I think they should have been at least a point or two favorite. We're going with the Jayhawks here. I have them winning by 4.7 points this game. I like Kansas to get the win and to advance. We'll be taking them +1 versus USC. All right, for my top 3 plays of the day, we are going to be on Oregon plus the 5. We're going with Kansas plus the 1. And we are going with FSU minus the 1.5. Those are our top 3 plays of the day. But for overall our plays, Oregon plus 5 and the plus 194. Oklahoma plus 14. Abilene Christian plus 4.5 and the plus 175 money line. Creighton minus 5.5. Michigan minus 5. Florida State minus 1.5. Alabama minus 5.5. And Kansas plus 1 and the plus 100 money line. If this information was helpful to you guys at all, feel free to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we come out with a video here at All Sports Bets. But that is going to just about do it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe as always, and let's make some money and let's cash some bets in the second round of March Madness today. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.